All right, let's just jump right in. I want you to picture this. A remote manor, right? It's perched on a cliffside. There's a huge storm brewing over this dark, choppy sea. And then this mysterious invitation shows up. It brings six, very different people together for what's going to be one single fateful night. Welcome to the story of Ravenwood Manor.
And this is the line that sealed their fate. I mean, talk about a hook, right? It's on every single invitation, and just like that, the stakes are sky high before anyone's even had a bite to eat. It's that classic move, foreshadowing, designed to just crank up the tension from the get-go.
All right, let's get into it. First up is our host, the guy at the absolute center of this whole mystery, the one and only, the enigmatic and powerful Edmund Blackwood.
So, what's so fascinating about this guy? Well, look at this. You've got two completely different sides to him. To the public, he was this charming, wealthy man. Everybody loved him. But behind closed doors, totally different story. He was a master of betrayal. He made some really powerful friends, sure, but he made even more powerful enemies. And that's where things get interesting.
And there it is, the whole point of the story. By midnight, he's dead. Just like that, this fancy dinner party is officially a crime scene. Okay, so who's on the guest list? Every great mystery needs its cast of characters, right? The classic rogues gallery. And let me tell you, at Ravenwood Manor, every single person at that dinner table had a very good reason to want Edmund Blackwood out of the picture. First up, we've got Margaret Hale. She's elegant, she's composed, and she's the woman Edmund once promised to marry. That is, before he completely destroyed her reputation. So what's her motive? Oh, it's pure, simple revenge. Next on the list is Dr. Lionel Crane. Now, he's Blackwood's personal doctor, but here's the thing. His loyalty, it's been seriously questioned lately. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What kind of secret is he trying to protect? Then we have Victor Rowe. He used to be Blackwood's business partner until Blackwood completely ruined him. Financially, personally, you name it. His reason for wanting him gone? Yeah, it's pretty much as clear as day. And you can't forget about family, right? Meet Thomas Blackwood. He's the victim's nephew, and more importantly, his only heir. This is a young guy with some very expensive habits and some seriously crushing debts. And guess what? He stands to inherit the whole shebang. And then, in the background, watching everything, is Eleanor Finch. She's the housekeeper. She's been there for 30 years, silently observing all of this family's darkest secrets. You gotta ask, what does she know? And for our final guest, the last one to walk through the door is Inspector Julian Moore. Wait a minute, a police inspector at a private dinner party? That's weird, right? His being there is an immediate puzzle, just fascinating. So let's just recap for a second. We've got a room full of people, and every single one of them has a rock-solid motive. We're talking revenge, betrayal, money, inheritance, the works. The big question is, which one of them actually went through with it? Okay, so now let's get to the crime itself. While that storm is just raging outside, things inside Ravenwood Manor are about to take a very dark and very final turn. So the evening starts out pretty normal. 8 p.m., dinner is served. But then, at 9:30, that storm hits, and I mean it hits hard. Boom. The power goes out, the whole manor is plunged into total darkness. And then, not even an hour later, at 10:15, a scream just rips through the silence.
And this is where we get to the core of the puzzle. We know he was poisoned, but the obvious places to look, right? The brandy bottle, his glass, they're totally clean. So how in the world was he poisoned?
So what we're looking at here is what seems to be a perfect crime. It's a classic locked room mystery, where a crime happens under circumstances that just feel impossible. Blackwood is dead, right there by the fire. He was poisoned, but there was no struggle, no blood. And all the evidence says the poison couldn't have been in his drink. It just doesn't add up. It feels impossible. But you know how these things go. In every so-called impossible crime, there's always one tiny detail that everyone else missed. And in this case, that one little detail is the key to cracking this whole thing wide open. See, everyone was looking at the obvious stuff. The body, the brandy, the other guests. But the real clue, it wasn't in front of the fireplace. It was inside it. And there it is, the one piece of evidence that changes absolutely everything. Tucked away in the ashes of the fireplace was a burned sugar cube. Why does a sugar cube matter? Well, this discovery points to a really unique murder weapon. The poison wasn't some kind of liquid you just pour in a drink. No, this was a rare, tasteless compound. And get this, it's completely harmless by itself. It only turns deadly when it's activated by heat. And this is the final piece of the puzzle. It all comes down to a personal habit, a little routine that Edmund Blackwood did every single night without fail. He'd warm his brandy by the fire, and he would always, and I mean always, add a sugar cube. So now we have it all, right? The means, the motive, the opportunity, it's all connected. We can finally pull back the curtain and reveal the mastermind behind this so-called perfect crime. So just think about it for a second. Yeah, everyone had a motive, but who had the knowledge? Who knew about that very specific, very private little routine of his with the brandy and the sugar cube? It was the final guest, the one person who seemed completely out of place until now, Inspector Julian Moore. And his motive wasn't greed or revenge like the others. It was his own twisted and very long-delayed sense of justice. And when you look at his plan, the precision is just incredible. See, years ago, Blackwood had completely ruined Moore's life and got away with it legally. This whole night, this was Moore's answer. He planned for the storm to make sure no one could leave. He used the poisoned sugar to guarantee a quiet death with no struggle. And then, when it was all over, he just calmly surrendered the next morning. And we're left with the killer's absolutely chilling final words. Wow. That one line just reframes the entire night, doesn't it? The other guests, they were never suspects. They were never in danger. They were just the audience. In Moore's mind, he wasn't committing a murder. He was staging a public execution. And it leaves us all with that one final haunting question. Where exactly do you draw the line between justice and vengeance?